Okay, so today I'm making an Australian classic, the chicken parmesan. It's popular here, but it's also popular in the US where I'm from, and I'm gonna show you my version. I'm gonna make something first called a giardiniera pickle, which just means from the garden. We're gonna add in some apple cider vinegar, some water, and then here I've got some salt, sugar, dried oregano, a jalapeno, and some garlic cloves. I'm gonna take that over to the stove, bring it to the boil, and pour it over my vegetables. Okay, so starting off the tomato sauce, like many things, you start off with olive oil, onions, and garlic. And we're gonna let that get soft and sweet. But we're gonna cook this on a low, medium heat because we don't want to rush this part. Pinch of salt goes in. Okay, the onions and the garlic are looking really good. They smell amazing. I'm gonna get the andouille and the tomato paste. I'll just take a little bit of this andouille because that is pretty spicy, and all that tomato paste. Next step is some white wine. Just deglaze a little bit, let the alcohol cook off, and then we'll go in with 1 tin of tomato pulp. And like my grandmother always did, I'll rinse that out with some water and tip it in. Don't waste anything. Next, a little bit of salt. We'll turn that up so that it simmers and then turn it down and cook it for about 10-15 minutes while we prepare the chicken. So my pickle liquor's just come to the boil. I'm gonna pour it over my vegetables here. I'll give that a little bit of a stir and cover it up, and that's it. We just let it do its thing for a few minutes until it cools. So it's time to get on to prepping the chicken. I'll just cut this one end, and this is called butterflying the chicken breast. So that's gonna mean that we have even cooking, and we don't have to overcook one end to be able to get the other side cooked through. Sprinkle salt. And I've got 2 sheets of baking paper here. I'm just gonna put them onto that. And then using a rolling pin or the bottom of a frying pan or a mallet, whatever you have, we're just gonna give that a few little taps to get it even. You're not trying to get it super thin or anything. You just want evenness all the way through. All right, I think that looks pretty good. And then next step is just a classic 3-step breading process. Use a little wooden bamboo skewer to lift up the chicken so you don't have to keep getting your hands dirty. So flour into the egg, flip it over, and then finally into the panko. And really press that in there so that it sticks. And I'll just repeat with the other one. So now I'm just gonna wash my hands, get the stove on, and get frying. Okay, so we're gonna be frying in a little bit of grapeseed oil, but you could use canola or rice bran, whatever you have that's kind of neutral. I can see that it's browning on the edges. Oh, gorgeous. I'm gonna take that out. So if you put it on a rack, it'll stay crispy longer. So one last step with our tomato sauce. I'm adding the basil in now so that it retains a little bit of that freshness we all love in basil. And then I'm gonna blend everything up, and we're ready to assemble our chicken parmies. The mozzarella on top. I'm gonna take that now, put it into the oven, 190 degrees, until it's melted and bubbly, which should be about 5 to 10 minutes. Wow, that looks amazing. So I'll just take it off this rack here, and I'm just gonna plate it up directly onto here. So we'll put some of those delicious, sharp, piquant pickles all around. Everyone loves a good bit of Parmesan. Some fresh basil, and that is it. That is chicken parmy.